Welcome to the ABCs of Home Improvement on WRCR. This is your weekly radio encyclopedia for all your home improvement projects. Featuring Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect, Mike Ash, Bill Barshow, and the cool tool girl, Elizabeth Bushy. They're ready to take your calls and answer questions about your home improvement projects. Call now, 845-362-0013.
Good morning out there in the real world. We're back again. It's been a while. The ABCs of Home Improvement. This is Mike Ash, direct supplier of kitchen cabinets and more. And I'm very excited that the weather is actually cooperating with our first broadcasting today. Come on, Lee, say hello to the rest of the world.
Good morning, everybody out there in Radio Land. It's nice to be back with you after a long sabbatical. Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect here on the ABCs of Home Improvement. Put down your cup of coffee. Give us a call on this Encyclopedia of Home Improvement at 845-362-0013 on our premiere show. We're looking forward to hearing from you.
We look forward to questions regarding anything that's involving home remodeling. If you're not sure, the three of us do this for a regular business, and we're happy to spend the time talking to people, educating them, and making sure they do it easier the first time without learning how to practice too long.
And how you doing over there, Bill?
William Barshow.
William Barshow.
Jack
Nice.
of all trades, master of some.
Of some.
Yes, well, when we get it all, then we'll be done.
It sounds good. And how about Elizabeth? You're out there? The cool tool girl is calling in from the West Coast?
I am. I'm right here. Can you hear me?
Sure
Of
can.
course we can.
You want to say something, Elizabeth? Go ahead. Introduce yourself to the folks.
I was just going to tell you that you've got great weather for broadcasting. That's good to hear. I've got great weather here. It's 8 o'clock in the morning, and it's about 65. It should get to about 75 today. It's beautiful and sunny. I've been in tank tops since February.
That's good. Now we can all see you.
Yeah, that's it. It's a shame you're not here with us. That's for sure. Okay.
I do miss you, boys. You are the best in the business. You really are.
All right, excellent. Thanks, Elizabeth. Well, we're looking forward to hearing from the folks out there. We'd like to start off the day as we normally do, though, Mike, with the Magic Hat giveaways. We have some giveaways today on our premiere show, which is what we used to do on all of our old shows. And coming out of the Magic Hat, we have some items that, of course, my wife wants me to get rid of out of my garage. So I have a few items here that we're going to be tagging for the question of the day. We have a question of the day or a question of the week.
What do you think it could be?
Every week. So let me tell you a little bit about the prizes first, Mike. For there's three prizes. It's a three-part question this week. The question of the week is, what classical piece of architecture inspired the New York State Capitol building? Part one.
I know that one.
That's it. Part two, when was the building completed? What year? And part three, who were the architects involved? So it's a three-parter. And now, what do we have for the folks out there?
They're all in their Googles right now.
You don't really want to
Checking
be
this out.
in these.
For the first answer, somebody gets the first answer. We're going to be giving away 2 tickets to the opening day Boulders Stadium premier game. So for the first answer, okay, we're going to give away 2 tickets. Will you call in? The second answer, we are going to be giving away a Philips alarm clock with an AM FM radio and also an iPhone charger on top. With the old iPhone charger, but it has an adapter for the new iPhone charger. So we have
glad
that.
it has AM
as
radio,
gift number
too.
2.
Lee,
And
are you sure that has the adapter?
well, listen, you saw me put that on there. And, of course, I have an excellent book for question number 3. It's The Secret Architecture of Our Nation's Capital by David Oveson. And they're all great items. We're looking forward to hearing from you out there. Give it a shot. Get on your Googles and see what you can come up with
Get your
out
Google
there.
on.
That's it. They're going to be Googling this one right away. You sure they know the questions now, Lee?
We will repeat the questions after every break, Mike. How's
That
that?
sounds good. Well, it's an exciting time of our lives. We talked about this for a while, and we're really excited to be here on WRCR, our own local area, which is fantastic, covering the area and looking for questions to come in right away. That would be super.
Sure, and we have a format for our show. So usually the first show that we do in an area, we like to get people to listen in and let them know who their show hosts are, what their backgrounds are, and so forth. So before we start, though, I want to yell out to one of our sponsors out here, the Torn Valley Vineyards, which I had a hand in helping out renovating after there was a fire in their mansion there, that they are having wine tastings every weekend. They're going to be one of our sponsors here, one of our major sponsors, and they want people to know on these beautiful days to get up there in Torn Valley, right off Torn Valley Road, by the Torn Brook, saddled in right by the Torn Brook. Between 11 and 5:30 p.m., there are wine tastings and live music from great local artists.
It's a great place. It really is.
While you're traveling in your
give a
car
shout
listening
out
to
to
us
New
with
York
all your home improvement
wineries.
projects, take a
They're
ride up,
great.
enjoy it. They have a cafe and wine tasting there, and their cafe has some great stuff. As Mike and I have been there, and Bill, great music, great food, great people.
Great view.
And their weekly specials come out of their world-renowned chef with some seasonal delectables, Mike.
Yeah.
How's that?
The architecture in that building is interesting also, I got to say.
Okay, so Stephen, if you're out there, give us a call if you want to say something, or give us a call and tell us how your home improvement went on your mansion there with the Arc of Future. So the number again, folks out there, 362-0013. Mike, why don't you start telling us a little bit about your background in the kitchen business and how you came up and where you started in the Bronx or where you were?
Well, I've been in the kitchen cabinet business now over 30 years. I was originally in Rockland County. I became a stocking cabinet distributor. I did that for 15 years, working directly with contractors and builders, designing their job sites, designing the concept, and making things much easier than before. It also works out easier that when you have someone of my level that can lay out the job, locate plumbing, electrical, window locations, it makes it a lot easier. So from that I started on my own. Initially I was doing medical facilities, and from there I gained contact with contractors and worked directly with them. And then I stayed the last 30 years plus in the kitchen cabinet area. So today I've gone from that initial starting point to a level where I deal with contractors in Bergen County, Westchester, Rockland, and also Connecticut. I like to work with them directly because as time goes on, they come up with a project, whether it's a refi, whether they're just doing windows and doors and the person needs a kitchen, or they're inheriting a unit from their family members and they want to update everything. That's perfect for me. I can come in, locate windows, talk about appliances, talk about cabinetry, talk about foundations as far as they might need to make some adjustments and extend some walls for refrigerators in case they're too deep. And having that type of knowledge in the day-to-day makes life much easier for everybody else, and it eliminates the second time doing things because you don't like the way it looks the first time. And that's easy to be able to realize because today's computers and software that I use actually shows you floor plans, perspectives, elevations, top views, so the client, the contractor, or yourself who are doing remodeling jobs can actually see how the project will look, can make decisions on where you might want to put a microwave in the island, a warming drawer, anything else that might be on the wish list that can come up as a question. And that's something I really look forward to, and I've been doing it a long time. I actually think about these jobs sometimes at night before I do a second view to make sure everything works out just right. The clients will pick out their own handles and hardware. Like I tell Lee, I don't do jewelry. I bring the girls in to do that. They can pick out their own. That'll be fine.
Jewelry and toys, Mike, right?
Toys, I don't mind. I am happy to put the toys in.
Why don't you tell us, Mike, just tell us how you got into the kitchen business so people know a little history. We know that you're full capable with the knowledge and all the expertise, but how did you get in there?
Well, he was hungry and he walked in.
That's good, Billy.
Who doesn't love the kitchen?
Yeah. I worked for a plumbing supply house at one point. We started a brand new division, a friend of mine and myself. And after 18 months, we succeeded the expectation of sales. We had gone and grown so large that at one point the owner said to me, "Michael, I got a problem." I said, "What could the problem be? We're doing so well." He says, "You're making more money than my sales manager, and I've got a conflict in the office, so I don't know what to tell you, but I think it's time to move on." You know what? At that point, I started over, and I took products like laminate, Wilson Art. I took Corian. I took a cabinet line, and I just started going out after contractors. So then we started to do, I took my first job of someone in the family, and I built for him a kitchen and living room combination with Corian and cabinetry. I made my first telephone booth out of a pantry. We entered from both front side and also along the other side, left side of the cabinet. And we created deep pot and pan drawers that really weren't particularly known at those days. And we put other items into things that just became a need that she said, "Look, I have a problem with this. Can you help me with that?" And that's how that started. And
So
from there...
you're an innovator, Mike. You innovate. You see an idea, you hear the concept, and you create from that.
That's how it all started.
Nice.
Then from there, I started to look to see what was available. In the 80s, we had multiple projects running. We had condominium projects running. We had conversion projects running. And I took a map and I said, you know what, let's create a truck route. And I started doing condominium, one project after another project after another project. And that got me started to becoming a distributor. From becoming a distributor, I then went out and picked up containers of cabinetry. I brought back originally 4 containers, and they were lucky. It was all for my project, so I had no worry about fulfilling a container coming in every other week. From that, we went on to doing residential work, and that became a lot of fun for me. The multiple jobs were great for money, but the residential work became interesting and exciting because everyone became different. Every story went along with it, some ideas came out of it, and the people you meet are very interesting, from those in middle class to high end to small projects to decks that go into kitchens to sunrooms to how do I create heat in an area that's real cold. Maybe I'll call up an architect like I know Laborio Durario, and I'll say to me, I got a problem, it's a greenhouse, how do I maintain cold in this type of condition? Any ideas? And then all of a sudden he sends me over a spec sheet, gives me some ideas, then we put that on the project. And I'll GC those type of projects, and that's how that started. But I stay inside the interiors. I like to work within the envelope of the building, which is the inside of the walls, basically, inside the rooms. I don't mind taking down walls, making rooms look larger, increasing space for the size of increase of families that are getting larger. And that's really where it is. Today I'm working with contractor, I'm working with an architect direct, and he's my easiest and toughest client at the same time. He'll make changes and add-ons and thoughts, and I've learned over life that sometimes with people of this level, with all the construction on this building, it might pay to delay the order taking for 3 more weeks until he finalizes and there's no more questions.
Let everybody think about it. Have a little time to really, understand what they're doing. Color selections sometimes change.
Yep.
Styles change, and the order's in. Now you have to back order, bring things back, Mike. So
I'm at a stage now where we have the island. He sees that the island is so large that we need 2 panels with a seam. And he says to me, I don't want a piece of molding on the seam. Let me show you a concept of creating a framework around the entire back panel, sends me drawings, and we work at that point. So people come up with their own ideas, and I just have to make it really come together in life and make sure that they actually see and I see what they really want it to be. That's really how that works out, too. It worked out pretty
Mike,
well.
I think we have a call on line 1.
Sure.
Neil,
good.
who do we have there?
Hi.
Good morning.
Good morning. My name is Jamie. I have a question for you, Mike.
Oh, Jamie, how are you? How can I help
Good.
you?
I'm in Nanuet, and I've lived in the same house for about 13 years, and it's time to redo the kitchen.
Sounds good.
Do we go with all brand new stuff? Can I reface? What's the best option?
I see.
That's a good question.
How old is the house itself?
The house is probably 37 years old or so. It's not a new house.
I see. And how many children do you have? Do you have children?
I have 3 children.
Oh, wow. How's the spacing now in the kitchen?
I mean, there's enough space, but we need some updating.
Hey, Jamie, with 3 children, there's never enough space, especially
There
when
you
the
go.
homework is out there. You need a special homework
two
area.
children, there's never enough
you
space.
know, that's perfect. How's that, Elizabeth? Come on.
And I would
said
like
the
a little
2
area in
children,
the
there's
kitchen
never
for
enough
me,
space.
like a little
There's never
desk
enough
area or
anything.
something. Is that, possible to do something like that?
Yeah, we can definitely consider. What kind of system, how old it's a matter of thinking about locating things at this point. Are you happy where things are? Do you need
I
some
would like the fridge moved. I'd probably like the oven moved. I need some updating, so I don't know if refacing is even an option.
All right, when we get off the air, I'm going to take your phone number, and I'm going to give you a call, and I'm going to schedule up some time, be happy to come over, and give you some time to kind of look at the kitchen, see what consideration we can do,
Sure.
and we can talk at that time.
Actually, Jamie, why don't you hold on? We're going to go out on a break real quick. Neil will take your number and information, and Mike will be happy to get back with you and set up a time to come and take a look. I appreciate the call. Have a great
Wonderful.
day.
Thanks
you.
so much, guys.
Excellent.
Enjoy the
Mike,
weather.
we're back.
Okay.
Okay, we forgot something at the top of the hour. We're going to announce also the 3-part question, but we always give a motivational quote when we start our shows on Saturday morning for those folks out there. And the quote of the day, Mike, is, of course, coming from our good friend John Wooden today, one of the great basketball coaches out there and also a player. And he states that the ability may get you to the top, but the character will keep you there. So these are things that you have to remember, and hopefully you folks out there will enjoy that one. Put that on your refrigerator.
Knowledge is not enough. You have to have some personality, too.
All right, that's it. Now, for you folks out there, again, for the questions of the week that we have out there, we are asking, it's a 3-part question. The first part of the question is, what classical piece of architecture inspired the New York State Capitol building? Part 1. Part 2 is, when was the building completed? what year was the building completed? And part 3 is who were the architects that were involved in designing that building.
Questions.
And again, the prizes out there that we have a Philips AM/FM radio clock radio, digital clock radio with an iPod, iPhone charger on it, and the adapter for answer number 1. For answer number 2, we have what did we have for answer number 2, Mike? I think we had the
What's that thing on the desk?
we have the book for answer
That's
number
3.
3. And number 2, I think what we're going to do is we're going to give away an Eric Clapton CD. Oh, no, we're giving away... Okay, question number 1, we were giving away the Boulders tickets, which we didn't have here in front of us, but we have them here at the stadium.
Yeah, right
question
here.
number 2 is the clock. Question number 3 is the book. So
With the adapter.
with the adapter, Bill. So give us a call and let us know some of those answers. And we appreciate the call in from Jamie, and we got her information, and Mike's looking forward to going out and seeing her this week.
I'll let you know next week how it goes.
Okay, Billy, give it. Actually, let's Elizabeth give us a quick little synopsis on your end out there, since we haven't heard from you in a while. Tell us what you've been doing, and tell us about your move to the West Coast from our ABC show up in Beacon at the time, and what have you been doing with yourself?
I have been very busy indeed. I am now renting a house, a cute little cottage type house, and boy, am I glad that I learned so much from you guys, because I am doing even more cool tool type stuff than I ever was before. And I just can't stress enough to listeners that you really need to know what you can do yourself and when you need a professional. It's just crazy. I'm a single mom now, and there's a lot of stuff that you can do yourself. There really is. And there's a lot of stuff that you can learn to do yourself. But if you don't get a professional when you need one, you're just going to have an epic fail. So I've kind of got a really great deal here where because I am handy, because I am the cool tool girl, I do pretty much all the repairs that I can do, and I get a little break on the rent.
Oh, that's nice. That sounds great.
Oh, it's
Nothing
really
wrong with
nice
bartering, I'll
because
tell you.
it's terrific because let me tell you what, it's not cheap to live in California. I mean, I'm not in Beverly Hills or anything.
But it never rains in California.
You know, the girls, they warn you. But it's
Still cool.
really...
Yes, you still got it
It's
going.
still cool.
I'm glad you're with us.
I'm telling you, it's, I got 99 problems, but a boy ain't one. It does rain in the winter. It rains a lot in the winter, except since I got here, there's been a drought. And I can't explain that. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it.
Okay, great.
So my biggest problem lately has been the garden because there's water restrictions. So
Yeah, we heard about that on the West
everything
Coast.
takes place outside. Everybody loves the outdoors. So
I heard
I've been
that
hardscaping.
The desert is moving in on places now, is what I'm hearing. It's actually you're getting your green areas receding out there in California. So it's it's a difficult time. I know that.
It's weird, I'm kind of waiting for Faye Dunaway and Jack Nicholson to show up.
Nice,
in
very
Chinatown.
nice.
Get the camera ready.
So we're looking forward to your little section on the cool tool. I know that we're going to put that up on the website for those folks of you that are out there and haven't seen our website, the ABCs of HomeImprovement.com. There's a blog up there. Feel free to join in. Elizabeth has some great stuff that she's going to be putting out there. We also have our Twitter and our Facebook pages. So
Plus our websites also.
yeah, and so take a
And
look.
Pinterest.
Yes, and
Don't forget
Pinterest.
Pinterest.
Very good. So we have a lot of stuff there. We're going to go over to Bill. Bill, why don't you give us a little info on your expertise and what you do?
Thank you, Lee. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning.
Okay. Well, I've been working since I'm 13 years old, so I've done it all over the years. Carpenter, dock builder, welder, installation companies, things of that nature. So I've owned businesses and owned chill-out insulators, chill-out contractors, sandless floors. So we work every day. That's what I do since I was a child. So there's one small problem. We got Lee Durario, the friendly architect. We have Mike Ash, kitchen cabinets and more. But my problem is I don't have a catchy phrase, doo-dah, doo-dah. I don't have a catchy phrase like Lee and Mike.
You'll grow
I
up
got a
and-
catchy
Chill out
phrase, too.
insulators. Yeah, Elizabeth, go ahead. What's your catchy phrase?
Well, I'm the cool tool girl.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good one. Absolutely right. Okay. Though maybe you were modifying that on us for some reason. So that's cool.
Oh no, I'm thinking. His name alone is catchy.
Yes, it
Billy
is.
Barstow. I mean, he sounds like he's a
Billy B.
Billy the Kid or something.
Billy B. The man.
The radio man.
Okay, we'll work on that. We'll work on maybe next show. But
All
Mike,
right. Listen, we got a caller on. Hold on,
touching
folks.
it.
We got a caller on. Let's take the call and see what we have happening here.
Good morning.
Hi, for the trivia, was it about the U.S. Capitol
This is about the New York State Capitol.
or New York State Capitol? Oh, okay.
Well, listen, get on your Google and give us a call back. I'm sure you can. You know these.
no, we'll wait while she. Do it
Oh,
now. Do it now. Quick, type.
Do it now. We'll all be really quiet while you get your Google on.
Listen,
That's how radio works.
That's all. Right. We'll have some dead air while we're working on it. Actually, if you want to stay on and take a quick look, we will actually continue on, and you can let us know if you find the answer quickly, because there are 2 tickets on the line. And you know this Boulders team, they are the top of the line over here, and they are the they are the champions, right? They're the champions. So you're coming opening day to a championship team game. So we'd love to
I'll
have
let
you.
someone else get that one because I can't go to the game. So I'll let someone else answer.
Oh, nice. All right, so we can
We
substitute.
have 2 more questions for you.
Right. Or if you answer that question.
Well, if she's got it, then she's got a gift for somebody.
Right. Or we'll substitute 2 for 1. So if you don't want the tickets, you want the clock, get the right answer, and we'll move that around for
Or
you.
just guess and maybe just get close. We're just going to give it to you anyway because I don't want to carry this stuff back to Lee's garage.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. Billy, you should have seen him here. He had a backpack on, and he had the magic hat box, and I don't know, he had a cooler or something in there. I think it was some orange juice for our show today. So, yeah, or give us a call back if you want to. Take a look and give us a call back and let us know if you
But
find the
thank
answer.
you for calling in, though.
Okay, I'll give a call back.
Thanks. Okay.
Lee, you
Bye-bye.
got the whole board lit up.
That's
I
it.
think I
Phone
got
lines
it.
over here.
All right, so what did you say, Elizabeth? Go ahead. Come in from California.
I think we should start calling. We should call him Billy the Kid, because if it can be done, then he probably did.
Oh,
Ooh,
nice. Look
nice.
at that. Billy.
Okay, well, we'll
All
put that,
that on
we'll
one
put that
piece.
into the hopper. Thank you, Elizabeth.
We'll put that in the hopper. We're going to turn the wheel, and we'll see what we pull out over the next few weeks. We're going to have maybe some folks out there can come up with a nickname for
That'd
Bill,
be
some
nice.
catchphrase, and they can give us a
Something
call.
new and different
You
also.
know, Bill, you're looking for a slogan for one of your companies
Exactly,
there,
there you
right? Okay, sounds good.
There'll be a gift for that one, too, probably.
All right, let me. What do we got here? Should I go in? Let's do a little talking about your friendly neighborhood architect here.
You think so?
The guy who's running the show and the guy who thinks he's running the show, but Neil is
They
really
don't
running the
understand
show.
your winter wardrobe either.
First of all, I'd
The
like
guy
to.
who specializes in renovating wineries, I noticed.
That's right, exactly. And that's why the wineries are one of our biggest sponsors, and we're looking forward to giving away a few bottles on the air for the next round of questions that we
Can
have
I
next
just
week.
say something about New York wineries? That
As long as
I
it's
live
good.
near
As long as
wine
it's good,
country.
Elizabeth.
That's what I'm going to say. Of course, I live in wine country in California, which is so very famous. But I've been to wine country in New York and wine country in California, and New York has a lot to be proud of. Let me just say that.
Well, these guys are the only working vineyard here in Rockland County, number one. And number two is they have the greatest jazz festivals going up there. They have guys
Nice.
coming on that you would not believe. Bucky Pizzarelli is up there. And they have a couple of other guys that show up and tag along. So great venues up there. And you know what? You don't have to drive down to the Blue Note in New York City and pay $50 to get in and $60 to park. And over there, the kitchen is outstanding. So we look forward to having them on the show, as a matter of fact, coming up in the future. We are slated.
I can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be very good.
Do they have a website?
They
Do we
do.
know their website?
They do have their website, and it's Torn Valley Vineyards. I do not have their website call letter, so I don't want to put something out there that may be inaccurate. But I'm
Right.
sure if you do the search, it's Torn Valley Vineyards, and you'll be able to find it online very quickly.
I'm punch drunk already.
See that? I knew that, Bill. And you know what? We can't wait to get up there after the show. As a matter of fact, we might be broadcasting live. We might have to bring Neil and Kerry up there with us to open up a live show there and do a remote broadcast
that
from
would
the
be worth
vineyard.
flying up there for.
Oh, we have a call coming in, so I'll give you a little talk while we're waiting for the caller to come on. Neil, we ready to go with that call? Okay. Good morning, caller. ABC's a Home Improvement. Who's calling and where are you from?
I'm Jennifer, and I think I have one of the answers to your trivia question.
Oh,
great.
nice. Okay, go ahead.
It was
That's correct.
inspired. Sorry,
She got it.
it was inspired
You
by
win.
the Hotel de Ville, City Hall in Paris, France.
That is absolutely correct for question number one. You have the 2 tickets to the amazing championship boulders.
And I picked one of the other prizes.
Okay, the second prize for the what year was the building completed is the Philips. Did we give a disclaimer? Only one prize per caller? No, we didn't. Okay. So it's a Philips clock radio with the iPod, iPhone charger on top. AM, FM Philips. Why don't you want to give that one a shot?
Is that the adapter, Lee?
The adapter is taped right on the top there, Bill.
It was finished in 1899.
Oh, look at that. That's two. You want to try for the hat trick? You're going to clean us out here for the book? The secret the trifecta. That's right. Okay, let's see. The question number 3 is who were the architects involved for the secret architecture of our nation's capital book?
Fuller, Edlitz, Richardson, Perry.
Oh, boy. You got your Wikipedia on. You went right past Google, and you dove right into the Wikipedia site.
She's my hero. I don't have to
Here's what's going to happen. Now, we don't want to lose you, so you've won all 3 prizes. So the question of the week is now completed. That's outstanding. That's the first in a long time since we've done the show that we've had that happen. These 3 prizes are here at the stadium. We're going to leave them with Carrie. She'll
where are you
have them
calling
here.
in from?
Yeah, where are you calling from?
Stony Point.
Oh, outstanding. Very good.
Right over the mountain.
Well, thanks for listening to us on our premiere show. And look at you, walked away with 3 great prizes.
The next thing you have to do is call in for a question. We'd love to help.
Oh, sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. So these prizes will be here. Neil's going to take your information off the air now when we're done.
Actually, I do have a question.
He's got we have the information. He's got your information already.
That's great.
So that's perfect.
Congratulations.
Congratulations, and keep listening and check out our websites and give us some input. Let us know how we're doing out there in Radio Land.
Thanks so much.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
So
have a great weekend.
You too.
Okay,
Bye.
ciao.
Bye.
Outstanding.
That
Here we
worked
go,
out very
huh?
well.
That's
I love
unbelievable. So, midway through the show, we were able to sort of clean house here. My wife will be very happy that the magic hat is going home empty today.
Right, and Jennifer's my hero.
And unbelievable. Unbelievable. Neil, we're going to go out on a break, and when we come back, I'll talk a little bit about the architectural business and how that works. And no
one knows.
And we'll see if anyone out there wants to give us a call and let us know how they're doing. Okay, thanks.
There's more of the ABCs of home improvement coming up.
Welcome back, folks, to the ABCs of Home Improvement here. Saturday mornings, 11 o'clock. Your call-in home encyclopedia of home improvement knowledge. We have a caller waiting on the line here during the break. Oh, they dropped. Okay, they dropped off. So I guess you're forced to listen into what the architectural business is all about.
Can I just say one thing before I want to give you guys a compliment? One of the things I like about everything that you fellas do is you really, really do work with people. They can know nothing. And by the time they're done working with you guys, they really have a clear understanding of everything that you offer.
Thank you, Elizabeth.
That's what I've always liked about working with you guys.
Listen, and we, and it's a mutual, you created our initial sites for our websites for everything, and your repertoire of talent inside your toolbox is phenomenal. So anybody out there that's looking for something, we're throwing it right back to you, Elizabeth.
I can't wait till you put the next tool on the website so we can have an idea what it might be.
Aw, thanks.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, Elizabeth, we're coming up to the cool tool moment. Segment, that's right. Bill, thank you. I was sort of stumbling on my words here after that orange juice.
That's why I'm here.
So why don't you do, I don't need to talk about myself because I think a lot of the folks out there
go
might
ahead. Please do.
Elizabeth,
Please do.
Thanks.
I think a lot of people need to understand exactly what an architect does.
Well, okay.
It's really important.
All right, so what does it... let's get back to me then. Okay.
Besides lunch, Lee.
Besides sushi lunch, which I like to do at least 3 or 4 times a week and maybe twice a day sometimes.
Well, at least you're eating healthy.
Right, I eat lunch and brunch and then dunch, which is between dinner and brunch and lunch. I do enjoy what I do for a living. I've been doing it for over 30 years. And, I'm going to give you a little history of myself. We have 2 Suffern High School class of 78 alumni here in this booth today with Neil and Carrie. So we're local folks that grew up here. But I started my childhood out in the Bronx on Allerton Avenue. My father was a New York City police officer. He worked at Gracie Mansion. I got an opportunity to meet Miss Mayor Lindsay, Mayor Beam, Mayor Koch. I got to go up in the treehouse, and perhaps that was one of my first experiences with homegrown architecture. The treehouse at Gracie Mansion when I was 8 years old. As I was progressing through school, I was having a lot of trouble sort of staying concentrated and focused. more shenanigans. So
Couldn't get you out of the treehouse.
couldn't get me out of the treehouse. It was crazy. The whole thing was nuts.
Shenanigans?
So it's an Italian. Shenanigans not really the right word, but I got to keep it on an even keel here since we're on the air. And I had an opportunity to.
Don't worry, Kerry's on the button.
I see that, and so is Neil. Their hands were right by the button there, just at that moment. I saw that. And so I had an opportunity to get into a mechanical drawing class when I was in high school. My parents decided I was getting into too much trouble, so they mandated that I get into that class. And after 4 years in high school drafting, I wound up deciding that this was something I really enjoyed doing. And I thank my mother and father for pushing me in that direction. And when I say push, I mean push. We got a caller. Line 1. Good afternoon, caller. Laborio here from the ABCs of Home Improvement.
Hi, how are you?
How
I have
are
a
you?
question.
Hold on. What's your name and where are you calling from?
My name's Jeff. I'm calling from Orangetown.
All right, Jeff.
And I was just curious. Before I get to my question, I was just curious. I think it was you who mentioned you grew up on Allerton Avenue. I grew up on Wilson between Mace and Allerton.
There you go.
I already feel a kinship here.
All right. We're kindredly connected.
Yeah, it's great how those things work out, right?
Absolutely.
I was just curious about decks. I've had decks that are made of wood for a long time, but I was thinking of going over to more of a different type of material, like I don't know what it's called, but it's more like a plastic. Do you have any recommendations along those lines?
Well, Trex was the number one out there for a while, but there are so many different composite materials now for decking material that's maintenance-free. Perhaps I'll throw this over to Bill. I do have some input, but Billy is the guy out in the field. He does a lot of this stuff, replacement of wood substrates and wood decking to these new composite materials. So, Bill, why don't you take that?
Yeah, since you already said Trex and gave him a free bump there, Lee.
That's right.
Thanks, buddy. But yeah, there's lots of names and lots of companies out there. But yeah, that's the way we would go with a composite and a nice vinyl white railing. Just make it look beautiful.
Now, what are the benefits that it has over the wood? I mean, I know it lasts a little bit longer. There's not much I need to do to it, but what does it do as far as the price is concerned?
Well, the price is going to be more because it's a better product. It's going to last longer. It's not going to...
Bill, how is it with heat and splintering and all that kind of stuff?
Oh, like if you walk on it barefoot, Mike?
Yeah, that's exactly...
Your feet are going to burn.
Is it going to be hot?
Yeah, but so is the wood. And the wood with the splintering and the wood lasts, 10, 12 years, cupping and bending of the boards and the wood.
Sure.
But
power washing, maintenance on the deck. I mean, you don't have to deal with a lot of that with the Trex material. It's antifungal. It doesn't have the bacteria. Doesn't have the moss build up.
It's got the clips so that you don't see any nails or screw holes. It just looks beautiful. So, yes. Is it more money? But... you get what you pay for.
Right. And you know what, Jeff? We have something here.
I have a Trex deck.
Okay, go ahead, Elizabeth.
In my New York house.
Yes.
And that's what umbrellas are for. It gets hot, but it lasts forever.
Well,
it looks beautiful.
Yeah.
Put up an umbrella or an awning.
Hey, Jeff, if you're going to be doing...
Because I replaced a wooden deck with Trex.
And how long has it been there now, Elizabeth, without having to do any real maintenance?
Almost 10 years.
There you go. So I think
Is it have the traction on
unless
when you
you're
walk?
one of you guys, you can't tell the difference.
Sure.
If you're just looking at it, you would never know it wasn't wood.
Jeff, what about your budget? Really, is the question, right? So it depends on what you want to spend and how long you're going to be staying at this location. If you're going to be selling it, or so if you're staying, if you're going to be there for 3, 4, 5 years, I would tell you the composite material, and I'm not going to use that name again, that T name, because they're not, giving us any sponsorships. But there are composite materials out there, and of course you can go to Home Depot or Lowe's. There's a couple of throws.
We can't. Somebody get a roll of duct tape.
Yeah, but that's all right, because we're going to play this show for them, and this way, maybe we get the little sponsorship. But there's a lot of ways to do it, Jeff. But we have some sayings here at the ABCs of Home Improvement, and it's always about the bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten, and therefore,
that's very true.
Right. So if you're going to invest and you're only going to be there a year or two, then of course you do the wood and you're in and out of there. But if it's something that you're going to enjoy with your family for many years, then I would say think about the extra money. It's well worth it, and as the years have gone on, these materials have gotten better, and the color selections have gotten better, and the prices have come down. But there is a differential between that and the regular wood decking.
Okay, great. Thank you very much. I
Hey,
appreciate
Jeff,
it.
thanks for the call, man. Look forward to hearing from you again next week.
Oh, thank you. Good show. Keep it up.
All right,
thanks much. Bye-bye.
Thanks.
You might want to consider safety, too, when you're thinking wood versus Trex. Because one of the reasons we took the wood deck down was for safety, because it was about ready to collapse. but you couldn't tell.
No, you can't tell. You need an architect to inspect that for you, Elizabeth.
Right, or we'll send over the engineer.
And it was,
Right, of course.
yeah, it was just, in fact, my brother is a carpenter. Well, actually, he's a cabinet maker, and he went under the deck and he was like, everybody off the deck right now. And so I had it rebuilt. And
no
I used
choice.
Trex because I said, you know what, I don't, not taking any chances with my kids going up and down these stairs.
Nice, very
Smart.
nice.
So that's why I went with the
you
Trex.
know, it's coming up on
no
10 to
brakes
the
on my
hour.
kids falling off.
And of course, you know, that means it's time for our green tip of the week, Mike, that we normally do on our old show.
It's always worthwhile.
And what is our green tip of the week, Bill? Could you guess what I'm about to say?
Well, there's actually two green tips of the week this week. One is that you gave away all that stuff, so that's green recycling,
Oh,
correct?
boy, that's unbelievable.
Okay.
That was the best
So
one.
I'm waiting on every syllable, Lee.
Okay, and number 2 is light bulb replacement. Incandescent light bulb replacement. If you folks out there don't know what I'm talking about, those are the normal bulbs that they no longer sell, or perhaps you can get them on the gray market on the internet. And what we're talking about today is if everybody in our listening area took one incandescent light bulb and replaced it with an LED, fixture, that would be equivalent. And if everybody did this across the United States, so say you got an LED fixture and you bought one for your neighbor because maybe they didn't want to do it, and everybody does their little part and it moves across the country, one light bulb per household, that is equivalent to removing 80 million cars off the road. 80 million cars off the road in the United States for 1 year, which means our carbon footprint would be reduced significantly over the course of 1 year by one light bulb per household, per state, per residence, not per person. So effectively, by doing just one, we can make a big impact. So everybody should get out there, and if you believe in this global warming stuff, go out there, get a new LED fixture, and do your own little part for America and create a better, greener nation. So that's our green tip for the week, Bill.
Very cool.
Yes, and I'd like to add that we're here
also.
hanging down at the station with Mr. Jimmy, and I'll be outside later. I got a truckload of light bulbs for sale.
That's right. The LED's on discount out here in the parking lot at the ballpark here. So all American made as well. So we have some great products out there for you. Mr. Jimmy loves those things, and I'm glad we have Mr. Jimmy with us today.
Oh, he's here.
Oh, he's good to have, too.
What do we got going?
So that was it. I mean, I you
can tell us about yourself, Lee?
I got a few minutes left here. I guess I
You're
would
a
like
Bronx
to.
boy, that we know.
Well, you know, I
so now
really
you're
feel-
6.
Now
Can we go on to 7?
I'm going on 7 years old, and I got pushed into all these classes. Do we have someone on, Neil? No. Okay. And so after my mechanical drawing classes in high school that my parents forced me into, I decided I wanted to be an architect at that point. And where was I going to go to school? So again,
Away from home.
Not having enough time to really do anything. I looked at Cooper Union, which was tuition free, being that my dad was a New York City police officer and money was tight, so to speak, being a blue collar worker there. And it was free tuition. I was number, I believe, 18 or 17 out of 12. They took 12 free tuition-free students that year, so I was depending on that. It was an application by portfolio, so you had to show your work, and there were over 200 and some odd applications, so I feel good being in the top 10% of that, but I was not selected. I went to Georgia Tech, the Rambling Wreck, underground Atlanta, and I liked that, but the tuition was a lot of money, and I went to Kansas State University, Manhattan, Kansas, the Little Apple. They had an identity crisis. They called themselves the Little Apple. I trying to identify across country. And so that was $450 Aggie school for the year. The plane flight out there was $680 into KCMO. So, of course, we drove a station wagon out there with my big microacoustic speakers and my Marantz 250-watt stereo and 5 crates of albums and about 3 pairs of pants. And that's how I went off to college at K-State. After that 3 years, I decided I had a professor out there that really enjoyed the kind of work I was doing. He was transferred to Rensselaer Polytech, and I went to Rensselaer Polytech for 3 years and completed my degrees up there. I got 2 degrees, one in architecture and one in building science. And from there, I decided, as I was in college, I wanted to work as an architect and learn. So I donated my services to a gentleman named Jim Tanner, who used to be on Spook Rock Road. And he would not allow me to donate my services. He would give me the minimum wage. He says he doesn't take people for free.
Charity.
And I learned my initial architectural experiences with him. After I left Jim, I went to William Eli Cohn. He was over in New City, and he also was one of the downline members of the Frank Lloyd Wright cult that was out there, and he was actually trained out in Arizona with Frank Lloyd Wright, so I got a little more experience with him. And since I was a kind of guy that was doing things on his own, an entrepreneur, he sort of let me go Christmas Eve because I decided to take the entire office out for a Christmas party, and he didn't like that because he didn't want me to do that. And so when I got back, he sat me down and decided, you have to work for yourself. You can't work for anybody. I'm going to have to let you go. So
because you tried to submit the receipt as an expense.
Listen, and so I was
you took the whole office out and tried to recoup it.
Well, needless to say, that year I got married in 1985, and my wife was a little concerned that I had no job now that we got married. So in 1985, I started Arc of Future, and I never looked back. And now here we are in 2015, and everything is beautiful.
And that's how I met
transmitting
your mother.
over 40,000 watts, coming to you live, breaking your windshield.
You can't say that, Bill. You can't say that. We're going to get in trouble with the SEC here now.
Well, she's got 6 seconds to press the button.
Well, listen, there's 4 of us here, and if each of us is at 10,000 watts, it could be 40,000 watts if you multiply that. So.
And if we add in Mike's hot air factor.
Oh, we're at 50,000 watts and 50,000 miles high.
If you add my smile, that's a lot more wattage.
No, thank you, Elizabeth.
Now we're at 100,000 watts and climbing. I like that. Boy,
Pretty soon
we're going to have Neil draw up some music for that, and I know exactly the song. So, but that's how I got into architecture, and I've been practicing ever since. So we've had a lot of fun. I'm going to give this over to you, Elizabeth. We got 6 minutes or 5.5 minutes to do the quick little the cool tool segment. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you're going to put up on the air?
Hopefully it's a small, short tool.
Okay. I'll try to accommodate that. It's not exactly gigantic. I would like to tell everybody out there, if you don't have a cordless drill, go get one. And don't be afraid to put anything in it that you might not expect to have. For instance, I'm about to put up, if you go to the cooltool.com,
I saw that.
cooltool.com, you'll see on the header, I have an odd cake beater that I put inside it. I have a DeWalt cordless drill, and of course I got the odd one at Goodwill. I wouldn't use my real cake beater and then in my drill and then use it to make a cake. It's amazing to use for absolutely anything, whether you're mixing grout or whatever.
I made my scrambled eggs this morning with one of those after I saw your picture last night at 3 a.m. that you sent me. So I said, you know what, this morning I'm going to make my eggs with my cordless Black & Decker. I'm throwing the name out there.
There you go. Well, you're a Black & Decker man. I'm a DeWalt woman.
I like the yellow and black myself.
So
better.
let's just
let's
give everything away.
There you go.
He's giving away the bond. Go ahead.
I had a guy friend of mine come over and he saw my toolbox and he just his jaw literally dropped open. He's like, "You have more and better tools than I do." Of course, I had left the cake beater in the drill, and he said, "But I don't do that."
Very, very careful there, Elizabeth. We're on a broadcast syndicated network here.
We're PG.
I am a perfect lady. I think you know that.
I do. We enjoy it.
Greatly great. So don't be afraid to try something new. If it works, give it a try, and if it doesn't work, then you learn something. Every failure is an experiment. Just don't do anything too expensive.
So that's what's going on the West Coast over there.
We like that. That's it. Listen, you know what? And maybe there's some way we can do a rain dance for you here and send some water out your way, because we are a little saturated now. On Monday and Tuesday, we're expecting downpours. So maybe we can sort of, get some of the Indian nations out here in the Ramapo lands and send some rain your way.
Well, we got plenty of Native Americans out here. What I may experiment with is something called a rain pillow.
Oh, nice.
That you can collect rainwater with. So if I do that, I will definitely report on that for you. Excellent. My neighbor has a cement mixer, so I may be experimenting with garden stones, and I'll let you know how that goes.
Can't wait to see the pictures on that one.
Unbelievable. Mm-hmm. A good friend of ours, Patty, is just saying he can't wait to work with the drill himself. I just want to pass that along. We're getting a few texts in here, so he's looking forward to that.
Drills can be fun.
Yep, excellent.
Don't leave home without it.
Unbelievable. Yeah, I have to agree with Patty on that one. It's unbelievable. Okay, so also I want to, the ABCs of Home Improvement always throws out a few quotes and a few items out there. So since we're tying off the end here, I just, we always say the best quality work for the best price is not always the cheapest, but it's the best price for the best work. So, again, it goes along with what our earlier statement was. The bitterness of poor quality remains long after the sweetness of low price is forgotten. So, you folks out there looking
Roy Hannawalt.
Thanks, Bill.
Good, fast, cheap, pick any two.
That's it. But if you're doing a deck like Jeff out there, then, perhaps you can take the low price if you're moving out in a year and just enjoy it for the year and sell it to the next guy, and then he has to deal with the poor quality or the bitterness of the poor quality. So, we have a call coming in at the end of the show. This is kind of crazy. Perhaps it's the somebody from the SEC.
They want to know how you met your mother.
Oh, nice. We got a call, Neil? Okay, go ahead, caller. Top of the end of the show here. Give us something quick.
Okay, I want to do a bathroom improvement. Are these guys doing that?
Oh, nice. Yeah, let me throw that over to Billy over here, our ace contractor.
Yes, hello. Who is this and where are you calling from?
I'm calling from New Jersey.
Okay.
Nice. Wow, we're all the way out in Jersey. That's beautiful.
We're in
Jerry
Jersey.
Banks.
Oh,
okay. And how are you getting us on the computer?
Yes,
streaming? Are we streaming live?
That's what I got. I was tipped off that there's an architect there, and I'm talking about remodeling my bathroom.
Yes. So go ahead. We do that. Yes, we do. What we do is, if we need an architect, we have in-house Laborio Durario, your friendly neighborhood architect, and
nice.
we do whole bathroom, kitchen renovations with Mike the expert here, and more.
And more.
And more.
And listen, we only have a minute left, so we're going to ask you if you could call back in next week at the top of the hour at 11 o'clock, and we can give you a little more information because we have to sign off by regs here, and we did want to announce some of our future guests real quick. So give us a call next week.
Okay,
all right?
you'll come out and give me an estimate then after I call you.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
Thanks for your time.
Okay, we have a couple of future guests I want to recommend and let you folks know for our next few shows. Ralph Spano, Sunshine Plumbing and Heating. Anthony Donadio from Donadio Electric. Ray Bolson, he's going to be our home audio expert. We have Dave March from Solar City. And we have Larry Turco from Grasskeepers Landscaping. So these folks are online for our next 4 or 5 shows. Call in with your questions next week. We look forward to hearing from you at WRCR.com.
Thanks for listening.